Today is August 3rd, 2026. We do have two public hearings, so we will begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Juan, could you lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Could you take attendance, please?
Patrick Halpin.
Present.
Julianne Nolan. Present. Gerald O'Neill.
Present.
Edward Wynn.
Present.
Juan Leon.
Present.
Dan Trushin.
Present.
Frank Santos. Greg Gaxiola. Matt Esposito. Emily Mole. Rich Casey.
Do we have a quorum?
Yes, you do.
All right, before we start the public hearing, I need to read this statement into the record. The planning board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant. If any such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect, the planning board may determine that any approvals, building permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the application are null and void.
Item A is a public hearing, site plan review, job HPLN-28, Crescent Group Realty, Inc. Proposes a revised site plan for the construction of a new one-story, 20,000 square foot prefabricated metal manufacturing warehouse building with a 2,500 square feet of office space, 2 overhead doors, loading dock, and associated site improvements.
Who's here on behalf of the applicant?
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Jacqueline Peranto. I'm the site engineer for the project. I'm here tonight representing the owner and developer, Crescent Group Realty, LLC. I had presented this project to the board back on March 30th.
Hold on. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Before you begin, there is a memo regarding this application from the Commissioner of Planning, Denise Graziano, dated July 22, 2026. There are a whole series of conditions and covenants and restrictions. Is there anything that you would like to bring to the board's attention regarding anything in this memo?
No, we have reviewed the letter and find it acceptable.
So your client accepts all of the conditions and all the covenants and restrictions?
That's correct.
Okay, please proceed.
So I had presented this project to this board on March 30th. We're back here tonight due to some changes to the building as well as to truck access on Cheddick Avenue. Specifically, this is being done at the time we had proposed the building for 4 possible tenants to occupy it. At this point, there's a prospective single tenant, so we made some modifications for that purpose. The use remains warehouse, manufacturing, and office. Some of the changes consist of an increase in office space. Previously, within the 20,000 square foot building, 600 was office. We now have 2,500 square feet of office. In order to maintain the building size and still provide a loading dock over on the west side of the building, the size and shape of the building was slightly modified, which resulted in very minor variances that we're going before the Board of Zoning Appeals for. So there's a building setback on Strong and on Victoria where 10 feet is required. We have 9.7 and 9.1 to a insulated metal panel, which is an architectural feature that projects a few inches beyond the building facade, requiring those variances. One of the other variances that we're seeking is for the number of loading spaces. So where you're only permitted 1 overhead door facing a street, previously we had 4, we're now showing 2, but we now have 2 loading spaces as opposed to 4, requiring a variance on the quantity of loading spaces, but more than sufficient to handle the operations of the tenant. The tenant is a manufacturer. They manufacture machines that make plastic bags. So when they finalize the process of developing the machine, they have to load it onto a tractor trailer to transport it to the final facility, which is what the need for the loading dock is on the west side of the building. That happens maybe 2 or 3 times a month where that trailer comes in to remove the machine. On a daily basis, they'll receive deliveries with a box truck, which will happen on the other overhead door where the striped space is up against the building. With the increase in office space, there was an increase in parking required. There was actually an increase of parking provided by 1 stall. However, we do still need a parking variance. Further, there's a parking setback along Strong where we have 9.6 feet in lieu of the 10, and 5 along Cheddick, which is the same as we had previously presented. The truck movements for the tractor trailer are able to be accommodated within the parcel. There's truck turning movements that we had presented to planning. So the truck will be able to pull in to the site and then back into the loading dock, not utilizing Cheddick to do so. In regard to the architecture of the building, it has remained the same, obviously with the change in overhead doors and the loading dock. But we do have the project architect here tonight if the board has any questions. And again, the proposed development would still be developed in accordance with the town requirements for site lighting, drainage, landscaping, sanitary sewer connection, all similar to the last application we presented. So 2 other final things to note. I did have conversation with the environmental department. We do have an environmental engineer working on the project and is working to obtain approvals from the DEC for the site construction that's going to be necessary for us to get an actual work permit. And then I also have the prospective tenant here with me tonight, Clinton Townsend, which I'd like to introduce to talk a little bit about the operations.
Sure.
Okay.
Good evening.
One second, sir. I'm sorry, what is your name?
My name is Clinton Townsend.
Oh, here. Okay, we're just looking for this. Okay. Mr. Townsend, could you please state your name and address for the record?
My name is Clinton Townsend. My address is 555 10th Avenue, New York, New York, apartment 480.
Okay, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, please proceed.
My name is Clinton Townsend. I'm the owner of Century Tech. I purchased Century Tech in 2025. A little bit about the company so you have context. Century Tech has been in business since 2009. It is a manufacturer of machinery that makes plastic and biodegradable bags. The company is a legacy company for a company that had actually been around for about 50 years called Rowan. If you think about every time that you're at a grocery store and you pick up a loaf of bread, that loaf of bread comes in a plastic bag. Guaranteed in the United States, if you buy a Wonder Bread loaf of bread, every single plastic bag comes off of one of our machines in the United States. If your kids or your grandkids or anyone that around you buys a pack of diapers, those plastic packaging, those pack of diapers comes off of one of our bags. If you buy a pack of tortillas, every one of those pack of tortillas comes in a plastic bag. You start to get the concept of the different types of bags that can come off of our machines. You buy a bag of mulch. Every single example of plastic packaging is ultimately something that can come off of one of our machines, except for the types of plastic packaging that you get at a takeout food, for example. Those little bags that say thank you, we do not do those. We do product packaging, we do industrial packaging, packaging that actually sells goods in this country. The value of this particular company is really around keeping jobs in the United States. Today, we face significant competition from Canada, from India, as well as from China and various other parts of the world that are ultimately selling machinery into the United States and selling machinery into the United States at a lower cost than what we can provide. One of our largest customers came to our facility in Hempstead a couple weeks ago, and he asked the question, why do you stay in New York? The cost of manufacturing ultimately translates into the cost of our products if we stay in New York. What I said to him was, it's critically important that we stay in New York because number one, we want to continue to create jobs here in New York. We want to make sure that we protect the existing jobs that we have. And we do believe that New York is actually a great place to actually have manufacturing here in the United States as opposed to sending it to another country or as opposed to sending it to another state in the United States. What's proposed before you is an opportunity to move CenturyTech from Hempstead, New York, to a brand new manufacturing facility here in Copiague. The beauty of the opportunity is it actually creates a modern work environment for today's younger workers to actually work in a manufacturing environment. Our current facility today routinely gets over 100 degrees in our manufacturing facility. You have people that are ultimately welders, you have electricians, you have painters, you have CNC machinists, real tradesmen and tradeswomen who are ultimately enduring 100-degree weather inside of their manufacturing facility, and that is not a place for people to work. The opportunity for us to move to Copiague is to provide not only them with a greater work environment and a much more modern manufacturing environment, it's an opportunity to welcome the next generation of tradespeople into this particular line of work here in Copiague. We do believe that there's an opportunity to create significant jobs. We'll be moving a minimum of 12 jobs over, as we have some people who will be retiring upon our relocation. And our expectation is to create a minimum of 18 more jobs for a total of 30 jobs at this particular location. This will allow us to not only, again, rebuild our organization as a modern manufacturing organization, but keep jobs right here on Long Island, and particularly keep jobs here in America. We think it's a great opportunity. We've had a great opportunity to work with the developers and the architects and engineers on this particular opportunity, or on this particular site, and we're excited. And so we'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have about the company, about the project, what our intent is.
Okay. Do any of the board members have any questions?
You used two words, plastic and biodegradable.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Sure. So today, a lot of people wonder, what the impact of plastic bags are on society and whether or not it's a good or a bad thing. The reality is that plastic bags actually do a lot more for the environment than people think. When you think about utilizing a paper bag, the unfortunate reality is that the fibers of a paper can only be cut 2 or 3 times, which means it can only be recycled 2 or 3 times. With plastics, you can continuously recycle those plastics over and over again. Every one of our customers has a choice in terms of what particular blend of film they ultimately use. Do they use virgin plastics, which are effectively polyethylene virgin resins? Do they use post-consumer recycled resins, which basically take, whether it's bottles or plastic bags, that are ultimately melted down and then create a repelletized that can ultimately be used again? Or do they utilize a biodegradable blend or compound in some way, fashion, or form? At the end of the day, it really depends on what their underlying client decides that they want. Some clients want post-consumer recycled materials because they want to obviously meet their overall sustainability goals. Some clients want biodegradable, but in certain environments, you cannot use biodegradable. So a lot of packaging that comes off of our machines are also used in the pharmaceutical environment as well. So if you go to a doctor's office, for example, and you do blood work, and they open up that little box that's got a syringe in there, it's got a cup for you to provide fluids in. A lot of those packagings, for example, all have plastic around them to protect them from foreign contaminants. So you cannot use biodegradable, for example, in some of those environments. The same too with diapers or incontinence care. You don't necessarily want biodegradable items around certain use cases. And so the decision really relies upon what the end client wants and what our client ultimately works with them on. We do not sell directly to consumer brands. We don't sell to consumer packaging companies. We sell our machines to converting companies all across the world. Today we export about 30% of our products around the world, as far south as El Salvador, as far east as Vietnam, and I do say east as Vietnam, and we sell into the Caribbean as well and some parts of Africa. And so we today manufacture these machines and sell both the machines and spare parts all around the world, but the ultimate blend of what comes in your product packaging, it really depends on who the product company is who's providing your actual product.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Ed?
You stated that this applicant was presented before the board, and the board now has determined and found out that through the New York State DEC, it's a state Superfund site and requires further review and additional protection. Can you elaborate as to what's being provided in that?
Certainly. So I actually had a conversation with Bob Coricon from New York State DEC at the end of last week. The environmental consultant working with us on the project is Nelson and Pope. They're going to be in contact with DEC, and they will be preparing what's called a site management plan, which will describe the operations of which construction will occur. So soil coming primarily off of the property, but any transport of soil, it'll go into detail about, sampling, testing, observation, things like that are going to be required due to the prior contamination that was on the property. So New York State DEC will be overseeing that, and then ultimately would be issuing their approval. So they had no concern with the project itself. They actually think it's a great project, very fitting for the site itself. It's just the mechanism of which the construction occurs that'll get outlined within the what they call a site management plan.
Okay, thank you on that update.
Go ahead.
So you mentioned you're moving possibly from Hempstead to this location. So the building itself, is it going to be fully AC'd and heated for the employees? And then how are you dividing the spaces up? Because I heard you mention something about the welders. Also, there's going to be painters painting these equipments, obviously different colors. So could you talk about the layout too, and how you're dividing it up?
So we're still in the process of setting up exactly where every aspect of the operations will be. As you know, we have CNC machines, and so that will be in one area. We have assembly of machines, which will be in another area. Typically, welding is done behind it's kind of like a partition. In most manufacturing facilities, you have a movable partition that protects the visibility of the laser. And so if you're welding, you'll typically see a very bright, very, very blue, very high, which is why they wear the mask. So you need to protect everyone from being able to see that when they should not be seeing it. And so typically you have movable boards or movable partitions so that can be a flexible space versus it being in a fixed particular area. We do not spray, so our machinery is actually hand rolled in terms of the paint, so we don't do any sort of spray, so there'll be no requirements for EPA, spray booths, for example. We do everything by hand, and we use a self-leveling paint, so it actually looks very high quality, but it's actually rolled on, it's not sprayed on. In terms of the rest of the facility...
Excuse me,
yeah, sure.
You didn't work on the reflecting pool in Washington.
I'm
You
not
don't
going
have to answer that
to touch that one.
Okay. They thought that was going to be easy, too.
I will say, our painter is
All
pretty
right,
good.
get back to your point. I apologize.
But in terms of the space, we're setting out exactly right now. What is locked is the office space. So if you look on that screen, on the right side of that screen is where all of the office space will be. So you'll have an entryway, you'll have an open workspace for several employees, and then you'll have a handful of offices for salespeople, accounts receivable, as well as a conference room, for example. And then immediately to the left of that is where you then start to open up into the manufacturing space. And so the initial intent is when you walk into the manufacturing space, you'll have inventory and storage, and then you'll have the assembly area. And then farther towards the back of the building is where you'll have the back left side of the building towards the bottom is where you'll have the CNC machines as well as our machine shop. And then towards the top side of the back of the building is where you'll have shipping and receiving.
So is there going to be different climate control areas for each of these sections somehow?
So in the office space, there will be climate controlled. In the rest of the area, we actually have heating. We won't have cooling largely because the way that the building is being structured is it's not a metal roof. Today, we are in a facility that has a pure metal roof, and that's exactly why it gets to 100 degrees is because it being a literally 100-year-old building, that metal roof conducts so much heat, and there's zero space within there to ultimately expel that heat. My understanding of the current plan is that there will be ventilation that is set within the roof structure, and so it allows heat to dissipate through the roof, as well as the fact that it will have a reflective material on the roof so that it will actually reduce any ability for heat to conduct on the top of the roof that will then emanate within the building.
And then I know these machines that you produce are going to be shipped out for everyone. Are they being loaded onto the trucks with, I can't think what it's called, a forklift? Or?
Yes, they are being loaded on with a forklift.
Okay.
So yes, every machine, it could be thousands of pounds per machine, so yes.
What type of forklift do you guys utilize?
So right now, we have two. We have an electric forklift and we have a propane forklift. We are looking at additional equipment purchases as a part of this overall move. So when we talk about upgrading our overall equipment, it's not just looking at new CNC machines. We will look at electric forklifts as well. Today, we have a propane-driven forklift that we use only in our loading bay area within the actual plant itself. If anything needs to be moved, we use our electric forklift for that. So typically, when we load a machine, it's through an electric forklift. If we're moving anything around the facility into loading bays for our shipping and receiving, for example, or inventory, all that is done through electric forklifts or electric hand dollies. So, you see these guys when they're unloading from a truck into a grocery store, they use electric hand dollies to be able to move the entire pallet.
And then my last question, sorry. Is there going to be some, besides the fans that are built into the roof, is there going to be some type of exhaust fans that you guys can control for extreme heat, or if you are painting and you're using a different type of paint or need to vent it?
So honestly, I don't think that we've had an issue with fumes from the paint at all. Most paint today, industrial paint today, is actually contemplated to have been used in tight spaces, and so it's not toxic in any way. We do not anticipate that there is an immediate need for any sort of additional ventilation other than the roof ventilation. We do understand that the roof ventilation should be sufficient enough to be able to provide that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another question?
Yes, one more. Thank you, Pat. You mentioned about the tractor trailers coming in.
Yes.
How often will they be coming in, and what route would they be taking in?
Sure. So we have to separate our deliveries in two buckets. We have small deliveries, which are, they can come in anyone's car, or they can come in a small box truck, very, very small deliveries. Those happen, once or twice a day. FedEx, for example, will, pull up a van and will load and unload. Those will be utilizing the smaller overhead door, which is the door that is second from the left. The 18-wheelers, those 53-foot kind of box truck or tractor trailers, we typically ship machines twice a month. And so when we ship a machine, it's typically a 1-hour load period, and then they're off and they're out. We do not load machines in the morning time. We typically load anywhere between mostly 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sorry, 2 p.m. Not 2 a.m. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I don't want to scare anybody. But it's only twice a month. So we ship on average about 2 machines a month. Every other material that comes in, it comes in on a much smaller truck for us to be able to fabricate and assemble the materials from that regard.
And what are your hours of operation?
So the earliest start time is 8 a.m. And then the last is about 5 p.m.
How many days a week?
5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We do not work on weekends.
Thank you.
Okay.
And just so I'm clear, there will also be no truck deliveries before like 9 a.m. Our team typically needs time to prep a truck before it's loaded. So if our start time is 8 a.m., there's no truck that's showing up any time earlier.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions? Juan?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So after things are squared away with the DEC, can you provide the board with a more or less time frame for construction and how long that time period should last?
Sure. I'll leave that to the developing side of the house. Just attend it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sir, please state your name and address for the record.
Dominic Mavelia, 71 North First Street, Deer Park, New York, 11729.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay, so the operation that he's in now in Hempstead, he has to be out of the building by the end of the year, so we're on a tough time frame here. So I anticipate 6 months, 7 months to build this. It's a prefab building, so we're going to be moving in lightning speed. So that's kind of the time frame that we're shooting for. Yeah.
Very good, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions, Frank?
No,
Electric
fast.
prefab buildings?
That's fast.
He does a lot of foundation.
Can I just expound on one other item
That's
that
okay. Please proceed.
Gerald brought up, I think it was? In terms of the DEC, there was a no further action letter. There was a cleanup there already. So, there was substantial work and soil that was removed. So we're talking about the soil that when we're digging for the foundation that may be removed, that will have to be, dealt with in a proper fashion.
Right.
So that's what they're talking about in terms of the soil that's currently, or if we are doing any drainage, soil removed, it will be tested and whatnot and discarded in the proper way.
Very good.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to address the board regarding this application? No? Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
You have any questions for the architect?
Sure, why not? Where is the architect? Okay, you came here. Come on, let's go, let's take a look at this. Thank you. Please state your name and address for the record.
Elizabeth Cohn, representing DiGiamo Group Architects, 120 North Village Avenue, Rockville Center, New York.
Okay, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yeah, please walk us through this, the architectural treatment that we're seeing here and
Sure.
what any other elevations and areas, okay?
All
Please.
right. So we have a prefabricated steel building, which was discussed earlier on. Some of these benefits to the prefabricated direction for this building is just bigger workspace and storage space, eliminating the need for bearing walls, and ease and speed of construction. We've designed basically the superstructure to be this this pre-engineered steel building. We have insulated metal panels in 3 colors. We are using a combination of vertical and horizontal panels to provide relief at the facade to break up some of the long spans of a typical warehouse building, as you can see around all sides. We've also provided a stone base at the building as well to enhance and soften the streetscape. We've tried to use earth tones with this stone, again, just to sort of break up the monotony of a typical warehouse building. Because we can't really do much with windows along the main entry side of the building, we've provided large storefront glass windows, which we're going to work with Century Tech and their interior design, probably provide a hallway with some sort of glass partitions to the offices to allow natural light into the working space. I think that's pretty much it. I think Clinton touched on the program. I have it here, 25 square foot of office space, 4 offices, approximately 10 by 20, a conference room, general office area, male and female bathrooms, break and locker room. And then Jackie touched on the variances, so I think that was pretty much it. Building heights maxed out at 35 feet. I think that was talked about as well. And then just some, equipment rooms and access points along the rear there. But the main entry is really, really coming from the front of the building there. So they'll have a nice little waiting area. And then possibly, again, we're still working through final layout with Clint and his team, but I anticipate that the door adjacent might be more of a staff entrance. And then the other one probably for assisting with deliveries. So.
All right, do any of the board members have any questions? Jerry?
Not a question, just a compliment.
Oh, thanks.
I have a pet peeve with industrial buildings, looking like industrial buildings. So your change in material and colors, well done. I like it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we tried to take a very typical building and make it nice for the neighborhood and make it nice for the operation. So.
Okay, Ken, just to pick up on Jerry's point, I see with this photo in front of us, the residential property just adjacent to it. What
Yes.
will their view be? Can we go back to
They're going to see
South.
that part, some will see that elevation there, and again, this is, we did provide those clear story windows to provide light and help with the facade a little. And then the other residential street on South Strong gets the,
hold on, slow down, let's go, let's have them get this up here. Okay, South Strong, go ahead. Okay.
The front is on Strong.
yeah, that's the main side of the building. Again, based on the manufacturing use, there's not really much of a need for windows, but we did provide that clear story to give it a little something back there.
Jerry, you're okay with that residential exposure?
Yeah. There's also some plantings along there.
Yeah, we have,
What kind of plantings? Let's go, let's see
yeah, we have a,
what the residents are going to say.
One more, there you go.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Anybody have
pretty
any
thick.
questions about that? Thank you.
good.
Any questions?
thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, is there anyone from the public that would like to address the board regarding this application? No? Okay, there is no one here that would like to address this application, so I'm going to ask for a motion to close the hearing and to reserve decision. Let's see, motion by Ed,
Motion to close and reserve.
second by Jerry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing has now been closed and the decision has been reserved in order for us to examine any open site plan issues. And of course, the record will remain open for written comments for anyone to follow up on the status of the application or to submit additional written comments. You can contact the planning department in a number of different ways. In person, planning is located on the west wing of Town Hall. Application documents and plans are available for inspection between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. or by phone 631-957-3103 or via email planningcomments@townofbabylonny.gov. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You go forward?
Good luck.
You go forward? Okay.
Okay, take care.
Item 2, job HPLN-35, PPT Redeem Properties, Inc. Proposes site upgrades for a change of tenancy for a church in an existing 2,407.2 square foot building, along with associated site improvements and legalization of a shed and deck.
All right, sir, could you please state your name and address for the record?
Christopher LeBate of the firm Lab Crew Engineering, located at 460 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma.
Could you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. This project is a proposed church, RCCG Prince of Peace Tabernacle, located on a 0.4-acre property with an existing building. It's located in a residential area surrounded by single-fam homes. This existing building was formerly a VFW hall with health approval for 100 people. It's been vacant for a while and it's showing some wear. I feel the board is very aware of this with the comments. I understand that the property was purchased in 2022 by a developer that tried to subdivide it. I'm not sure of the reasons, but it didn't happen, and he put it back up on the market. My client, the pastor, has purchased the property in 2025 and is applying for a proposed church that will require a new public assembly permit from ZBA. We're here tonight for the planning board approval for the site design and use. The church use will have about 35 people, including children, attending just Sunday morning masses, and the rest of the week, only the pastor and maybe another member will be there during the week, maybe doing paperwork or cleaning up a little bit or doing the serum. There will be no daycare or classroom activity during the week, and my client actually took the time to go up and down the block and speak with all the homeowners, and from what I understand, they were in favor of the church. The application was reviewed by staff. The building itself is staying the same on the outside, but there will be a new bathroom added to the lower level, and it will require some site improvements. We've been working with the town staff, and the site improvements required for this project are standard, as in landscaping, paving, lighting, and drainage. Some of the site improvements are the existing 6 parking stalls along the front. A little hard to see that, but that's where it is. They will be removed and replaced with landscaping. The parking requirement for the site is only 19 stalls, and we are providing 19, so there'll be no parking variance required. There will be new drainage, paving, and striping for the parking lot, a new proposed handicap ramp in the front and rear of the building. The dumpster enclosure will be in the rear of the parking lot and wheeled out to a pickup location at the end of the last stall closest to the building. The lighting will be dark sky compliant, and there will be street trees and plantings along the south property line, the rear property line, and a hedgerow will be done along the front handicapped ramp, as you can see there. Okay, we feel that this is a straightforward application with people basically looking to do the right thing. And I have here with me tonight the pastor. I apologize, apparently the architect couldn't make it tonight. So at this time, we'd like to try and answer any questions that the board may have at this time.
All right. Do any of the board members have any questions? Julianne?
Do we have a rendering of this building?
I'm not sure that the architect uploaded it. I was hoping the architect uploaded it. Do we have anything?
Know what the proposal is?
Okay.
They're not doing much to the building, they're just cleaning it up, so the basic facade's going to look the same.
Okay, sir, can you speak a little more directly into the microphone?
The architecture plans for the building, they're basically keeping it the same. They're just kind of cleaning it up. There will be no major facade changes or anything like that, no extra windows. It's just going to look the same, and from what I understand, they're just adding a basement on the inside lower level. But as far as the outside, from what you can see there, it's just going to look the same? Yes. Just about the same? Okay. But as the parking, as I was just saying, that whole front row and all that will be removed and replaced with landscaping.
So if you're going to have 35 people on Sunday, what is the purpose for a basement?
Well, the basement is basically where the assembly is. It's like a split-level high ranch house. So the first level is really just some business offices and bathrooms. I'm sure you have the architectural plans. When you go down the stairs to the left, that's really the assembly area with the stage.
What do you have for ingress and egress of that basement?
There is a rear entrance door, as you can see there. They have a new handicap ramp coming to it, and then the stairs, as you can see, coming out to the front of the building.
On the same issue,
Jerry?
yeah, I'm sorry, on the same issue, you said you're going to make a basement. That already exists, the meeting room.
I'm sorry, we're not making a basement.
Okay.
We're adding a bathroom to the lower level where the assembly area is, where you're looking.
So that's, the meeting room is half above ground and half below ground. It's not a full basement.
If you look at the picture again, it's really below. See, as you can see, the roof, it's only about 5 feet above ground. See how it,
Okay.
that's the assembly area under there. It's a little confusing.
And that was the meeting room for the VFW?
Yes.
And that'll become the church,
Yes, assembly area.
the assembly room, okay? Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, how long ago was that VFW hall and the existing meeting room built? How long ago was that?
I do not know. What was the CO on the building? When I saw the staff notes, apparently the VFW...
It's okay, hold on.
It's all right. When I saw the staff comments, apparently the VFW hall was there for a long time. The health approval that he has showed it for 100 people. I understand the VFW hall was there 20 or 30
He's got
years.
the document
Oh,
for
there you
you,
go.
thank you.
Okay.
Could you please state that for the record?
The building was CO'd in January 21st of 1960 for a meeting hall. The Copeg Veterans Corp. Would you like a copy?
If you could, do we need a copy, Matt? What? No. Will you have it in the file? Okay, good. We're fine. We have a copy.
Okay.
All right, hold on. One? Let's go to one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are you seeking any variances with this application?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Julianne?
And what is the occupancy on that CO?
100.
It's okay. It doesn't say. The only occupancy that I
Hold on,
saw
let me
was
just
the
get
health
Matt
approval for
to
100.
Okay, so it's not on the CO, Matt, it's not on the CO?
Oh, I'm sorry. There is an occupancy CO here of compliance for 100 people.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have a copy of this, too? Matt?
Do we have a copy of that for the record? Okay.
This is a permit they'll be required to get from the fire marshal as well with the new public assembly use.
All right, fine, you can give that back to him.
You can email it.
You could just email that to the office. All right, are there any other questions? Julianne?
Would there be occasions where the building is going to be rented out? Would there be occasions where you could have holidays or special events where you're going to have more occupancy than the anticipated 35 for masses?
I'm going to let the pastor answer that.
Okay. Sir, could you please state your name and address for the record?
My name is Ephraim Adiola, and my address is 1056 Cassell Avenue.
Okay, good, we have it here. Thank you.
Bishop,
Yeah, thank you, sir.
1170.
Do you swear to tell, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, please, you can answer that question.
Yes. My name is Ephraim Adiola, and my address is 1056 Cassell Avenue, Bishop, New York, 11706.
Okay, the question was, Julianne, you want to repeat that?
Do you anticipate renting out this facility at all?
No.
Would there
Not at this
be
time.
any occasion where you would have special events where you would have more occupancy than the 35 that you currently anticipate?
No, not at this time.
So you didn't anticipate any kind of traffic overflow
No,
into the neighborhood outside of your parking area?
no.
Thank you.
Okay. Juan?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just as a secondary comment from Julianne, so I've been to this site previously for functions, and there is a built-in bar. Will that bar remain, or will it be altered? Are there any other kind of licenses that would be required?
No, that actually serves as a reception to welcome in members.
Okay, so the prefabricated bar,
Right.
what will happen to it?
No, it stays to welcome members, because when we come on Sunday, we usually have flyers. It stays at, we're not altering anything.
Okay.
Yeah, not reception, no reception, to hand over bulletins, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And what were you doing there?
Well, I'm a veteran. I was doing veteran things there.
Veteran thing.
That's the right answer.
Thank you for your service.
All right, Fred. Frank Crowder.
Could you repeat the hours of operation again?
Yes, usually on Sunday we'll meet from 9 to about 12, but I get there 8 o'clock, an hour before. I stay till 1.
Okay. Because of the neighbors and so close to the residences, would you be opposed to having covenant restrictions on the hours of operations to make sure we limit them to not have things going on at night?
No, we usually meet during the day on Sundays. Other week we do online. we use Zoom. I don't know.
What he's asking is, he wants to know if you put limitations on it, that if you're going to have like meetings, like on Friday from like 9 to 11, or late night hours or something like that after 11
Yeah.
o'clock. Any kind of restriction, he's wondering if you could put restrictions on it, that'd be okay.
Oh, because if I come, then there will be restriction.
All right, well, you can,
Will I be able to come over there and use them? I would prefer not to have restrictions. If I need anything, I will come back to the town. I would prefer not to have restrictions.
all right, we'll
I
work
don't think
with-
that's a problem, I'll explain it to
that's
him
no
a little better.
No, I understand.
Talk about it with planning. Yeah.
Okay. So you, counsel, I'm sorry, you're the architect, right? Engineer, okay, so.
I couldn't make it.
So, okay, no, that's right, okay, thank you. Sir, so you understand the question?
Yes,
then? Okay, could you just repeat what you understand the question to be, so your client?
I'd like to put a
will-
covenant restriction on it, saying that they're limiting it to certain hours in operations. They're concerned maybe if like you were gonna rent it out or do something or have parties, Friday or Saturday, stuff like that. So with just doing the masses and everything else, that's all fine. They're just concerned that you're gonna rent it out on a Friday night and, something like that. So you'd be okay with putting a covenant restriction on limiting it,
All right.
to certain things.
Okay, yes.
And that VFW hall, just so I want to remind everybody here, it's been there since 1960, and I'm sure they never had anything that impacted the neighbors.
Juan's been there.
All right, but we won't go there. I'm being facetious. I apologize. So you understand the gist of it. We'll talk about it more as a board later. Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? No? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to address the board regarding this application?
Celeste Kuzmersky?
Okay. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
My name is Celeste Kuzmersky, 101 Forest Place, Amityville.
Okay, do you swear to Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. How are you?
Good to see you.
I used to work here, and now I'm retired, 4 years.
Oh, my goodness. What are you
Where
doing?
did they
What are you
go?
doing to stay busy?
Oh, every day I'm busy as can be, along with my neighbor next door.
All right, great. Well, go ahead,
Our
Celeste.
gardens are gorgeous. All right, I was notified because I'm within the property line.
Where is your property in relation to the, what is your address here? Let's take a look.
101.
First place.
I'm behind in Amityville.
Okay, and where's the, okay, thank you. Okay, please.
You see it?
Yeah.
All right. So, a couple of things. When it was the VFW hall, and especially at the end, I've been in my house for almost 48 years, it used to be small groups. I have never, maybe there were some parties, but I have to tell you, if they had a party, the noise stopped at 9:30, 10 o'clock. I don't realize how many years the VFW has been closed, but that whole neighborhood changed, where they say it's one single house. It's not. It's multi-families living in those houses, house after house. And yes, I'm in Amityville. I have a nice big piece of property. And the music, 2 weekends ago, my whole inside of my house was shaking from one of the residents right across the street. They all seem to take turns and have huge parties. They use that parking lot as their private parking lot. I don't know if anybody's been to the site, but there are a couple of trucks in there, work trucks, landscaping trucks, and the site is in horrific shape. I honestly don't go back there all that much, but when you get notified, you take a little ride. The fencing, I don't know. The VFW, it used to be a fenced-in parking lot. They took it down, and the whole neighborhood is using it as their private parking lot. Nobody's been checking on it. 4th of July, the fireworks went on till 2 in the morning. Now we know where they were shooting them from, right in the VFW parking lot. It was like the Macy's Day Parade, and I'm not a complainer. I'm really not. But I just want to know if this church does go in, if they will be doing parties that are crazy, and the sound from my backyard, will I be hearing anything that is projected out of this church? I'm happy about the site improvements, but I also want to say that this block with the multi-families living in these houses, there's too many cars already. The street is packed on both sides. I don't know how they're even going to get people into this parking lot to go to church. So I would ask that a traffic study be done, how it's going to impact this quiet little neighborhood back there. And there is a couple of problems. I don't know if they're doing church.
Please address us.
Oh, the next door neighbor, right next door to this parcel, works on motorcycles. I've driven by a few times, and there could be 10 to 15 motorcycles in his yard, and they test them up and down the blocks back there, and they start pretty early in the morning. So yes, I will call it in that I've discovered all of this. Yeah, I think our whole neighborhood on our side with our backyards facing, a lot of the neighbors had plans already, but they will be sending comments. But we're just concerned that this is going to impact the back of our properties. That's all.
Concerned that this will impact possibly more than what you're enduring now?
Yeah.
Interesting.
If they're going to have parties, till late at night, or what's going to happen with, all of the people trying to crowd in one neighborhood. Not that far away is another Catholic church, and they're in the same kind of area. So it is kind of overwhelming, and I don't know if this is the case, but I believe there's another church of the same pastor that's on 110 in Amityville by Harrington, right by the North Amityville Fire Department. If that's true or not, I don't know. But I understand they have many churches. So I was just 35 people going to this church. Is it worth opening another one? or is it going to become something else along the line?
Okay, are there any questions?
Celeste, just for clarification, when you say that the parties and stuff coming from the houses and the multiple, you're not saying from this location, you're saying the surrounding area?
Yeah,
There's no activity at this particular location?
I don't know, I can only hear it. I
It's
haven't
not
driven by.
occupied?
My husband made me get in the car 2 weekends ago, and he made me. I didn't want to go, and he made me, and it was insane what was going on in that same block right across the street
But
from the
not
church.
this particular building or parcel, that's not occupied, it's not being used?
No, it's
Okay, I just
vacant.
wanted that clarification.
I just want to make sure with the going on in the neighborhood already, if they are going to have big parties, you know, are we going to have to endure this all the time?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, is there anyone else that would like to address the board regarding this application? I'm sorry. Come on up.
I'm not signed
Did you
in.
fill out a,
No, I did not.
okay, when you're done, Matt, could we have it right up here? You don't have to do it now, but after you finish, no, don't do it now.
Okay.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Sure. Eileen McCarthy, 107 Forest Place, Amityville, New York.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I will.
Okay, please proceed.
All right. As Celeste mentioned, there is another RCCG church. It's at 589 Broadway in Amityville. They have different hours for their programs, so it is not just Sunday morning. So for the other location, it's Sunday from 10 to noon, Tuesdays from 1900 to 2000, Thursdays from 1900 to 2000, the first Sunday of the month at 1500, the last Friday at 2000, and then the first Friday at 1900. So our concern is that we thought this would be a fully functioning church and not just one service. So there is a comparison there. And again, the other church is only 2 miles away.
Thank you. Any questions? No? Okay, thank you very much. All right, is there anyone else that would like to address the board? Okay. Sir, could you come up and address some of the things? Would you respond to some of the
Sure.
issues that have been raised, please?
My client's well aware of it. When he bought the property, he specifically bought it because it had the public assembly permit, which has
Right.
now expired. So now he has to go back to ZBA. He's been waiting patiently for a year. He hasn't used the property at all. So none of the parties and stuff, as you asked, is coming from this site. It's all the neighbors. I understand he did go up and down his block talking to the clients, but I'll let him address that. One of the concerns was that I did discuss with my client previously was the parking. People are using it illegal, and he doesn't have a way to stop them, but we talked about it. We're going to put a gate or something across there and stop that, because people are putting their equipment, trucks, I guess landscape trails. Some of the neighbors are using it illegal. He's trying to be accommodating, but we're going to stop it. We're going to put a gate or something across there and stop that. As far as the other church that is part of his, whatever the word I'm looking for here, the church flock, he is reaching out to have other churches, but this one, he has spoken, it's just going to be about 35 people. And as far as the masses and stuff, he's only going to have Sunday morning mass. He will have masses during the week, but they're online. It'll only be him and one other person there. So there won't be people that are using the parking lot or anything. So we just wanted to make that very clear. The weekly masses will be online and only in person on Sunday mornings.
Please.
And there was a question about the fencing. Is there going to be new fencing?
Around the site? I believe so. There was a requirement for the fencing. I believe you wanted white cedar, if I remember correctly on this. There'll be a few enhancements to the fence that's there.
Okay, thank you.
Matt, can we just go back to the site? Can you just state for the record what is on the site plan regarding fencing and that parking lot?
Gate replaced.
On the south side, that is
Oh,
fence, I believe
stockade,
that's
okay.
requirement. We're going to put either slats in or I believe white cedar fencing on one side.
Okay, in the parking area?
There is existing fencing, I believe, going around it. chain link, and there's PVC, I believe it's PVC.
PVC,
It's white PVC around the north and the rear of the property.
No, let's pull that up.
There you go.
Okay, there it is. Okay, there we go. Okay.
We need some repair.
Bring it down. Well, obviously, something happened to the fence in front of that property.
There used to be a gate.
Okay, so the area where we're seeing the post, that will be enclosed, is that correct?
We're looking to put a gate and add it to the next revision for the plan, across the front entrance there, yes.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions regarding that? No, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Okay. If there's no one else that would like to address the board regarding this application, I'm going to request a motion from the board to close the hearing and to reserve decision. Okay, let's see. Julianne, you make a motion?
Motion to close the hearing and reserve decision.
Okay, second by Jerry.
Second.
All in favor? The public hearing has now been closed. The decision, though, has been reserved in order for us to review the feedback that we've received this evening and any open site plan issues. The record will remain open for written comments. To follow up on the status of the application or to submit additional written comments, you can contact the Planning Department in a number of different ways. Number one is in person. Planning is located in the west wing of Town Hall. Application documents and plans are available for inspections between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. or by phone, 631-957-3103, or via email, planningcomments@townofbabylonny.gov. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
That concludes our second public hearing, so we will end